The truth behind belly energies and psychic abilities. Communications from spirit guides and ghosts is somewhat of a mystery to most of us, but yet there are those who say they can openly communicate with otherworldly beings they call guides and ghosts. There are a variety of ways in which a guide or a departed spirit can communicate with a medium or psychic. Often these communications are through what is called the clairsenses. Clairsenses is a collective word, meaning that the guide's communication can utilize any of the following types of psychic sensitivity which co-mingles the physical body's normal five senses. The five sense and the clairsense involved are clairaudience. Clairaudience are perceived sounds, or words, that a person can actually hear when, in fact, no one is speaking and nothing physical is causing the sounds. The sounds are thought to be impressions that register themselves on the spirale of the ear's pineal gland. It is believed that clairaudience sounds go through the same process that normal hearing does, passing through the third eye chakra of the head. Clairseverance. Clairseverance is translated as clear tasting. The person experiences tastes in the mouth without putting anything physical actually in the mouth. Clairsient. Clairsient means to smell a fragrance or odor of a substance which is not physical in nature. For example, you might smell cigarette smoke when you are in a place where it is certain no one is smoking or has smoked. Clairsentience. Clairsentience allows a psychic to perceive information as a feeling within the whole body without any other stimuli related to this feeling or information, which comes from within the body, down the kundalini to the stomach area or solar plexus. The stomach area is one of the strongest communication centers that guides frequently use to communicate. Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance means to see into an ethereal dimension without using physical eyes. Some describe it as reaching into another vibration frequency and visually perceive within the head something like moving pictures. The third eye area of the forehead is one of the other strongest communication centers that guides frequently use to communicate. Since this article is focused on the belly energies and psychic abilities, we will narrow our focus to the area of the clairsentience. In his historic writings of psychic science, Sir Oliver Lodge spoke about what he called clairvoyance or lucidity and raised the older concepts that were coined as reading with the pit of the stomach. According to Lodge, using the stomach or belly area as the channel for psychic communications was an established practice. That is an interesting observation when you look more globally at the ancients' beliefs about the belly. The Chinese called this belly chakra the chi point, while the Japanese termed it the hara or ki point. As the body's balancing chakra, this area is located 1.5 inches below the navel and 1.5 inches inward toward the spine. It is the energy that the body generates, some call it a power center. In writing this article, I spoke with world-renowned psychic and author Jane Doherty because as a psychic she experiences a physical phenomena that relates to Sir Oliver Lodge's concept of reading with the pit of the stomach. Whenever there are ghosts around Jane Doherty, she has an amazing physical reaction to them. The reaction Jane has is that her stomach area actually enlarges by as much as 6 inches around within seconds. And Jane tells us that it is extremely painful to her when this happens. If you watch Jane while her stomach expansion is happening, you are going to hear her moaning and see her wincing, and trust me, it is not dramatics. Jane is in definite pain. With regards to her expanding tummy, Jane says, it feels like a contraction when a woman is in labor, but it doesn't ever release me until the spirit leaves. Instead, the stomach expands as if I was 9 months pregnant. Jane actually describes it as very intense muscle cramps, where her stomach is physically gripped by the ghost, and if you watch, the belly will actually lift up. Jane continues, often I can tell by the grip whether it is a female, male or child spirit. It first happened to me in 1990, when I investigated my first haunted house with a researcher. Psychic Jane Doherty has this psychic belly experience as she applies her clairsentient skills, but interestingly enough the phenomena only happens when a ghost is present and not when a guide is present. You can learn more about Jane Doherty's psychic abilities in her book Awakening the Mystic Gift, The Surprising Truth About What It Means to Be Psychic, which chronicles Jane's own psychic awakening and what it truly means to be psychic. You can also view her expanding stomach area on TLC's Dead Tenants show, in which Jane co-stars. Doreen Virtue, author of Clairaudience, Hearing Your Angels' Messages, says that clairsentients get divine guidance through bodily sensations, such as a tightening of the jaw, fists, stomach or sex organs, and that they intuitively know the specific meaning of these tightening reactions. She further adds that clairsentients receive angelic guidance through an etheric sense of smell, taste, and touch. Renowned medium John Holland says pointedly that the hot spot for clairsentience is the stomach. Clearly, the belly energies and psychic abilities are intrinsically related as a complement that helps allow mediums to communicate with guides, ghosts, and otherworldly beings. The stomach area is indeed one of the strongest communication centers frequently used to communicate with that which has no physical form.